Chadwick Boseman entered Hollywood with a quiet determination that set him apart. Long before the world knew him as Black Panther, he had already built a reputation as a thoughtful actor who approached every role with purpose. His journey began on the stages of New York, where he honed his craft through years of dedication. Chadwick believed that storytelling had the power to reshape how people saw themselves, and that belief guided every choice he made. When he finally moved to Los Angeles, he carried with him the dreams of countless young artists who saw representation as more than an opportunity. He saw it as a responsibility. Little did anyone know that behind the scenes, even as his career began to soar, Chadwick was quietly preparing for a personal battle that would test his strength, resilience, and faith in ways no one could have predicted. When Chadwick landed the role of Jackie Robinson in 42, he instantly became a face recognized around the world. The performance was powerful, emotional, and grounded in truth. What audiences saw on screen was the result of intense research and an unwavering commitment to honoring the legacy of the legends he portrayed. Yet, behind the curtain, Chadwick was navigating medical tests and uncertainties he kept deeply private. He refused to let fear dictate his path. During filming, the physical demands were high, requiring long days and emotional endurance. But instead of stepping back, he pushed forward with grace, believing that stories about Black icons deserved authenticity and dignity. Chadwick carried the weight of expectation, but he never let it show. His breakthrough role was not just a moment of fame. It was a glimpse of his extraordinary ability to give everything, even while silently preparing for what was coming. Chadwick's casting as T'Challa in the Marvel Cinematic Universe marked a historic turning point. Fans celebrated his regal presence the moment he appeared in Captain America: Civil War. His portrayal was elegant, powerful, and deeply rooted in cultural pride. To the world, this was the beginning of a superhero legacy. But privately, Chadwick was already dealing with the early stages of his illness. The demanding stunts, long hours, and intense training could have overwhelmed anyone, yet he approached everything with discipline and calm. He never complained, never asked for special treatment, and never hinted at the pain he endured. Cast members admired him for his humility, not knowing the full truth. Chadwick believed that T'Challa represented something bigger than a movie character. He represented hope, strength, and empowerment. And Chadwick was determined to embody those qualities no matter the personal cost. When Black Panther released, the impact was immediate and global. Children finally saw a superhero who looked like them, and audiences everywhere felt the cultural significance of Wakanda. Chadwick embraced the responsibility that came with this role. He visited hospitals, spoke at schools, and uplifted communities with genuine compassion. What people didn't know was that during many of these appearances, he was quietly battling fatigue and pain from cancer treatments. Yet he smiled, listened, and gave everything of himself. Interviews captured his calm presence, but his silence about his struggle was intentional. He didn't want sympathy or distraction. He wanted Black Panther to stand for strength, not sorrow. Chadwick understood the power of representation and carried it with dignity, even as the weight of his private fight became heavier each day. As his condition worsened, Chadwick continued filming projects that demanded emotional depth and physical effort. Productions like Marshall, Da 5 Bloods, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom showcased some of his strongest performances. Behind closed doors, he endured surgeries, treatments, and countless medical challenges, but he never let them interfere with his work. His team respected his privacy and supported his decision to keep his diagnosis secret. Chadwick feared that revealing his illness would change how people saw him as an actor and a man. He didn't want to be defined by cancer, so he worked silently, privately fighting for his life, while giving audiences unforgettable characters. The perseverance he showed during these years became a testament not only to his professionalism, but to his extraordinary courage and discipline. Many wondered how Chadwick maintained such grace under pressure. The answer lay in his unwavering faith, his strong spiritual grounding, and the support of those closest to him. He leaned on his family, especially his wife Taylor Simone, who became his anchor during the darkest moments. Even in pain, he cherished intimate moments of joy, music, prayer, and conversations with loved ones. Through it all, he never lost his gentle nature or his sense of purpose. Chadwick believed that silence was not weakness, it was strength. Keeping his illness private allowed him to focus on living fully rather than being pitied. His silence became a shield, protecting both his craft and his legacy. It was a deeply personal choice, rooted in dignity and self-respect, showing the world that courage can be quiet and powerful. Chadwick's final films reveal the depth and intensity that touched audiences profoundly. In Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, his performance carried an emotional truth that resonated long after the credits rolled. Many didn't realize that during the filming of these scenes, he was working between treatments, pushing through exhaustion to honor the characters he portrayed. His colleagues often described him as focused, compassionate, and inspiring. He lifted others up even when he himself was struggling. Every expression, every gesture, every moment on screen seemed infused with a heightened awareness of mortality. But Chadwick never allowed sadness to overshadow his work. Instead, he poured his entire spirit into these roles, leaving behind performances that would later be recognized as some of the most powerful in modern cinema. His artistry reached its peak at the very moment his life was nearing its end. On August 28, 2020, news of Chadwick Boseman's passing shocked the world. Fans, colleagues, and leaders across the globe were stunned to learn that he had been battling stage 4 colon cancer for years. The silence he maintained suddenly made sense, and the magnitude of his strength became clear. Tributes poured in from every corner of the world. Children mourned their hero. Actors praised his dedication, and communities honored the legacy he built with unwavering grace. His passing created a moment of collective grief, but also of profound admiration. People began revisiting his interviews, performances, and speeches, now understanding the quiet pain behind his gentle smile. Chadwick's decision to keep his struggle private was respected, and his courage was celebrated as one of the greatest acts of resilience in Hollywood history. Today, Chadwick Boseman's legacy continues to influence generations. He is remembered not only as an extraordinary actor, but as a symbol of strength, purpose, and integrity. His portrayal of T'Challa remains iconic, but his real-life courage has inspired millions even more. Chadwick showed the world that greatness does not require noise. It can thrive in silence, humility, and determination. Scholarships, foundations, and artistic programs now carry his name, encouraging young people to pursue their dreams with the same resilience he embodied. His story reminds us that every individual has battles unseen, and kindness matters more than we know. Chadwick Boseman lived like a king, not because of fame or power, but because of the heart, discipline, and bravery with which he faced life. His legacy endures, shining brightly like the hero he portrayed.